Hello. So in this video, I'm going to read you Gorgias's defense of Helen's speech. So very, very quickly, Gorgias was an ancient Greek sophist. He basically invented my job as a first-year composition teacher. The sophists went around 5th century, 4th century, 3rd century, whatever it was, BCE Athens, and they basically charged to train people in rhetoric, which was very, very important in democratic Athens especially. Gorgias was one of the most prominent of these sophists, and he made this defense of Helen's speech officially arguing that Helen of Troy, who's one of the most reviled villains of Greek mythology, the person who basically launched the Trojan War that was so devastating and that killed off a number of Greek and Trojan heroes, that in fact Helen is not only not a villain, but she should be sympathized with. She should be seen quite positively. And while that's the sort of official narrative of the speech, Gorgias's real interest here, the thing that he really wants to show, is that rhetoric is an effective persuasive tool. So that's the relevance for this channel. So here's Gorgias's defense of Helen. I will set forth the reasons for which it is likely that Helen's voyage to Troy took place. She did what she did through the will of fate and the design of the gods and decrees of necessity, or because she was taken by force, persuaded by words, or conquered by love. Not even if speech persuaded and deceived her soul is it hard to make a defense against this charge and free her from blame as follows. Logos is a powerful master. So the word logos often shows up in terms of speech, persuasion, things like that. Logos is a powerful master, which by means of the smallest and most invisible body accomplishes most divine deeds. For it can put an end to fear, remove grief, instill joy, and increase pity. I will prove how this is so. But it is to the opinion of my audience that I must prove it. I both consider and define all poetry to be speech with meter. Those who hear it are overcome with fearful shuddering, tearful pity, and mournful yearning, and over the good fortunes and ill farings of other people and their affairs, the soul experiences a feeling of its own through the words. Come now, let me shift from one argument to another. Inspired incantations bring on pleasure and bring away grief through words. From conversing with the soul's opinion, the power of incantation charms, persuades, and changes it by witchcraft. 2 arts of witchcraft and magic have been discovered: errors of the soul and deceptions of opinion. All who have persuaded or who persuade anyone of anything do so by fashioning false logos. For if on all subjects everyone had memory of the past, a conception of the present, and foreknowledge of the future, logos would not be similarly similar as it is for people who, as things are, cannot easily remember the past, consider the present, or divine the future. Thus, on most matters, most people make opinion an advisor to their soul. But opinion is fallible and uncertain, and involves those who make use of it in fallible and uncertain successes. What then keeps us from supposing that Helen too, against her will, came under the influence of logoi just as if she had been taken by the force of mighty men? For it was possible to see how persuasion prevails, which lacks the appearance of necessity but has the same power. For logos, which persuaded, compelled the soul, which it persuaded, both to believe what was said and to approve what was done. Therefore, the one who persuaded, since he compelled, is unjust, and the one who was persuaded, since she was compelled by logos, is wrongly blamed. As to the fact that persuasion added to logos makes whatever impression it likes on the soul, one should first attend to the accounts of the astronomers who replace one opinion with another, and so make things incredible and unclear seem apparent to the eyes of opinion. Second, to compulsory competitions which use speeches, in which a single logos written with art, but not spoken with truth, delights and persuades a large crowd. And third, to contests of philosophers' accounts in which is revealed how easily the swiftness of thought makes our confidence in our opinion change. The power of logos has the same relation to the order of the soul as the order of drugs has to the nature of bodies. For as different drugs expel different humors from the body, and some put an end to sickness and others to life, so some logoi cause grief, others joy, some fear, others render their hearers bold, and still others drug and bewitch the soul through an evil persuasion. It has been stated that if she was persuaded by logos, she did no wrong, but was unfortunate. By my account, I have removed ill fame from a woman. I have stayed faithful to the rule I stipulated at the beginning of my logos. I have attempted to put an end to the injustice of blame and ignorance of opinion. I wanted to write the logos as a praise of Helen and an entertainment for myself.